All right, so hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today is the ninth of December 2024. Today is Monday and I am looking to trade futures MES MNQ. So the chart you're looking right now, this is micro E-mini S&P 500 index futures, and I am looking at this chart with ICT advanced market structure. Okay. And I just wanted to share with you guys my take on the market, my views, and my, the kind of trade I want to take today, and my bias for the day. Okay, so we're gonna start from last week Friday. Okay, this is last week Friday. We're gonna look at what the market did with NFP, and then we're going to continue into today and look at some projections for the day. This is the NQ chart on 1 hour, and yeah, pretty much the same. So let's start from ES. Let's start from the daily time frame. So here you can see that we are pretty much bullish on the daily. Okay, higher time frame is very bullish. We are hitting all-time highs literally every week. Okay, so I'm going to go to, so we are already on the daily time frame, and let's mark out this daily averaging zone. Right now I want us to go in here and study what price did inside of that zone in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so we're going to be looking at 1 hour market structure inside of the daily zone. That is pretty much what I do with my zones. If it was a weekly fair value gap zone, I would look at 4H market structure. If it was a 4H zone, I would look for 15 minutes market structure. But this is a daily, so I'm looking for 1H structure inside of this daily fair value gap zone. Okay. So before we do that, let me put this indicator on the chart. It tells me, it marks out my imbalances and FVGs and all that. And then it gives me the consequent encroachment, as you can see here. So let's mark that out, and I'm going to label this as consequent encroachment. That is that. And let's take the indicator off. And now you see we have that consequent encroachment. So what we really did on Friday was trade all the way back into the daily zone, and we hit the consequent encroachment right there on NFP. But let's go into 1H time frame so you see it clearly. So let me just adjust this daily fair value gap zone nicely. Right, so that is that daily zone. I'm just gonna come here and label it as a 1 day FVG and bring it down a little bit so the text goes down. Yeah. So what happened on Friday? Okay, we have this Asian low in here in the market before NFP. I draw this out, and let me use a reference point for drawing these lines out. And you can see we pretty much took out Asian low even prior to NFP, but then we hadn't hit the consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap yet. But right on NFP, price traded straight into the zone. You can go into 1 minute time frame and have a closer look at what exactly happened on Friday. And you can see right on NFP, which came out at 8:30. Okay, so the New York local time 8:30. NFP traded right into the C, the consequent encroachment of that, and boom, right? So let's go back to 1 hour. I just wanted to show you that what price really did inside of the daily zone on NFP. Okay, so NFP, I was actually looking to buy on Friday. I was bullish, and NFP really spoiled my setup because it just hit the CE and boom, it just ran off, and I couldn't get any trade on Friday. So we're looking at Monday today, but we just want to reference the chart on Friday to really kind of compare and to be able to project what Monday is really going to do. So we delivered to the daily CE and boom, we took out this previous day's high right here. Let me label this as PDH, which is previous day high. Yeah, and then you can see what we did was right after that we have this averaging that aided us. It's a BC to the upside that aided us to the upside. We inverted it to the downside, and then we went in there, created this balance price range. Okay, that's an intermediate term high according to ICT market structure. This is a BPR. It's a balance price range. I like to annotate it as a balance price range in simpler terms, but according to ICT advanced market structure, anytime we have a candle, the wick especially balancing a fair value gap completely, as we are seeing it right here, that is called a balance price range, and it makes that swing high an intermediate term high. Okay, so let me just label this here. It makes this an intermediate term high. Okay, but according to market structure, we also know that this particular high here is a short-term high, and this right here is also an intermediate term. So essentially, according to advanced market structure shift, what an intermediate term high is it's a high, a swing high that has a short-term high to the left-hand side and another short-term high to the right-hand side. So if you look at this intermediate term high, we have the short-term high here and this short-term high here. That makes this high an intermediate term high. But this particular short-term high is also balancing this fair value gap, making it an intermediate term high. So it's a really good important high that I will be looking at today, going into today pricing on Monday. And I'll talk about this later on, right? But I just wanted to know that this is also a short-term high, as much as it is an intermediate term high, balancing this fair value gap. Okay. So if you look down here on Friday, you can see that we have our short-term low come in here. This is our short-term low coming in here. And right here, we have an intermediate term low. Sorry. Okay. So we can see pretty much here, we have a short-term low here, intermediate term low here. Why? Because right here, you look to your right-hand side, we have another short-term low right here. Yeah, so looking down here, we can also see an intermediate term low. Let me drag this thing here. Oh, come on. All the way down here. And this is also this is an intermediate term low, because we have a short-term low to the left-hand side and a short-term low to the right-hand side. Okay, so what I'm really looking for in the market structure is this structure down here, because this intermediate term low was formed from the daily C. So the market structure I'm looking for is the one down here, and also because that my overall bias on ES is bullish. Okay, so this structure up here is not inside of any higher time frame zone, so I'm really not looking at anything from here. Besides, I'm not bearish. So what I'm looking at is this structure down here inside of this daily zone. So inside of this daily zone, I'm looking at 1A structure, and that is short-term low, intermediate term low, short-term. Now, I'm looking to buy ES1 because we are bullish, and 2 because I have a really nice market structure inside of the daily. And I was really glad when we hit the daily C on Friday. So if you look at what really happened, we picked this Asian low and we showed SMT right here. Let me label this as SMT, and where is my SMT? Yeah, right here. And let me just write SMT here in the middle, right there. Okay, so we have this SMT, and if we go all the way to Nasdaq, you can see the same SMT playing out right here. Okay, so Nasdaq wasn't able to go down there to grab that Asian low, whilst ES was able to dip below and grab that Asian low and show SMT on that before the push to the upside, taking out the previous day's high. Okay, so that really makes me extremely bullish on ES. Okay, so all that I'm looking for is I'm looking for this range. This is a dealing range. A dealing range is simply a range that takes out previous high and then previous low. So this previous swing low was taken out, and that swing high was also taken out, right? So now this becomes a 1H dealing range, and inside of this dealing range, I'm looking for a buy in discount. And as you can see, we've already traded here, forming the short-term low here from 0.5 getting to 0.62 on the fib, right? But because we are in a new week and I'm looking to buy, I really want to see this low hunted out. Okay? I really want to see that low hunted out. And let me also annotate the 0.71, which is like ultimate OTE, right? So ICT primal OTE is from 0.62 to 0.79. Okay. So from 0.62 to 0.79, this is ICT OTE, primal OTE. So we're looking for retracement into OTE and then a buy off, right? Yeah. But you can see here, we already hit somewhere 0.62 there. But I'm looking for that low to be hunted, and then we should move to the upside, primarily to target this high. Okay. So let me show you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like this. Okay. We hunt this low here, move into, probably 0.71, which is ultimate OTE there, and then we come to hunt this high right here. This is what I'm looking for, and let me label this as a DOL, right? So this high here is really a determining factor for me on today Monday, because if we trade above this high and from down here, if we move down here, pick this liquidity, tap into deep retracement there, and then buy, and we go up to this high and we are not able to displace it in 1H, I would look for signs of bearishness, because already we are looking at this previous day's high not being able to be taken on ES. Okay? There's an SMT forming here, and according to my data from my trading, anytime we tend to have SMT on previous day's high, right from Asia, the market can turn out to be bearish. That is not, I'm not trying to say that I'm going to be picking highs. I'm actually bullish and I'm looking to buy ES, okay? But per this SMT, where NQ has already picked Friday's high in Asia, right? In Asia session, and you can look here, you see ES wasn't able to even pick the PM session high, which was right here. So this is the PM session high. You can switch this on, you see right there, that's the PM session, okay? We weren't able to even pick the PM session high. So this is SMT, and with the input of that SMT, if I have market trading above this high and we are not able to shift structure on that, and we reject with a wick, I can start having some bearish sentiment. That doesn't mean that I am going to start looking for sales. It means that I'm going to be neutral on the chart when we go up here and we are not able to displace it, right? So basically, this is what I'm looking for. We already hit 0.62 here, but I'm looking for a much deeper, manipulation on this low, on this short-term low right here, and then pretty much that is it. So what I'm looking for inside of this OTE zone is I'm looking for a failure swing. Okay, and we already know that this is a short-term low. Let me just take this out, and that is 0.71. So yeah, I'm looking to take a trade from 0.71, and my stop loss goes to this intermediate term low, because that is going to be what? That's going to be a high resistance liquidity run. Okay? So intermediate term lows, they are the ones that keep the market going higher. Okay? They are the structures that keep uptrends, intermediate term lows. So I'm really looking for this intermediate term low, as we hunted this liquidity right here, to be a high resistance liquidity run. So I'm looking for a failure swing inside of OTE, and then we should just keep on buying. Probably gonna go for a 3 hour right there. Yep. And this is basically my view on ES today, Monday. Okay, and let's come to NQ, and pretty much on NQ, and see that we traded through this high with this 1H fair value gap. You can see that the consequent encroachment is also aligning with the order block to the left hand side here. Let me just draw this out pretty quickly. And here we have our reference point here. Let me take this off the chart. Yeah. So we have this SMT with NFP and boom, we shift structure on that high. So this order block here, that breaker, okay, if you're really seeing this is a breaker here, all the way to this low, stretch it out to the right hand side, we have a breaker right there. Okay. So that breaker, this order block, that opens all the way to the downside and we go through that together with this fair value gap. This is the consequent encroachment of the 1H fair value gap, and it also coincides with the breaker and the order block. So that is pretty much what I'm looking for on NQ, a sell down here, and then a continuation to the upside. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, it's pretty much straightforward buy. But like I said, this high here, this PM session high is going to be a determining factor for my buyers today on Monday, because that is a balanced price range. And if we do form a lower short-term low here, that is a failure swing here, and displace up above this, then I'm gonna be extremely bullish on Monday. But if we come here and then it rejects, then I'm pretty much going to be, going to remain neutral on the day, because that high is a determining factor for my buyers today, because we are already having an SMT from picking the previous week high. So NQ has already picked last week's high right here this morning. So I'm really, really looking for this to play out. So I'll probably take an entry here with my stop loss down here at the intermediate term low, and I'm swinging for a 3 hour. Yeah, a simple 3 hour. But if I wanted a much more larger TP, I could go for from here to the top there. We're looking for 0.71 entry, and minus 0.15 deviation from the Fed should really be a good point to take profit in. That's a long term profit taking method, but 3 hour, that should be enough for us, and that is pretty much what I'm looking out for. So yeah, that's that is that. And yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, see you in the next video.